Welcome to another remote closer Closify interview. Today we're going to be interviewing Lauren B. She is a representative that joined us about a year and a half ago, has had a lot of success and been able to transition out of her corporate job into remote sales and high ticket sales full time. So without further ado, let's get straight into the interview. Welcome. I'm Josh, and this is Lauren B. Lauren is a Closify sales rep who got in touch with us. I want to say probably about maybe year and a half ago, and got onto the Closify platform, which is a hiring platform for sales reps, specifically in the remote space. And so, without further ado, Lauren, love if you could go ahead and
Yeah.
introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Lauren. I am a Closify sales rep. As Josh had mentioned, I've been on the platform for about a year and a half. I've worked with a couple different offers, and I'm excited to be here today to answer more questions and speak with you all about my experience.
Fantastic. Well, we're excited to have you. And so, right off the bat, I'd love if you could go through a brief synopsis or almost timeline of your prior sales experience, maybe what you did before Closify, and then from there, kind of your experience on the
Yeah,
platform as a
sure.
whole.
Um, wow, before Closify, I was in sales, but I was in more of like a corporate structure. So advertising, luxury fashion, that kind of a thing for about 8 years. Most notably, the Wall Street Journal and Louis Vuitton. I was on their advertising teams. I also worked in ad tech, so just kind of that whole ecosystem. But after COVID hit, I moved over to high ticket sales, which is where I'm at now. And I work as a contractor for multiple different companies within Amazon automation, as well as like marketing and advertising, which is obviously my experience over the past 8 years, 9 years. So I'm able to kind of pull all of my information from all that experience and put it into what I'm doing today. But I really enjoy this little pipeline from like corporate to contractor. It's been so freeing, and I'm not gonna like obviously get all into it right now because I know you have other questions, but I
Well, actually, great next question so that you can get straight into it. What is some main life changes that you've had from going from a more so like corporate structure, maybe having to be like online, they have a little bug or something um on your device, your laptop phone, whatever, to tell that you're online versus actually being able to just really take calls, manage your CRM and things like that, send emails and stare at walls for
yes,
remote.
yeah. So when I graduated, I thought that I really liked the corporate world and I thought it was a really cool experience. I mean, who doesn't love being around really smart people and just learning from those around you? But when COVID hit, I realized that I just wanted way more freedom in my life and I wanted the ability to make as much money as I wanted. The reality is that in corporate structures, like you really have like a max you could make, and I at max could make 250 um, in my advertising sales job, which is really great, but like that was really the max. So I was like, okay, well, I can make a whole lot more doing sales. So why don't I figure this out? And high ticket sales had like just blown up on like TikTok or whatever, which is why I was seeing it. And I was like, this is really cool. Like I can do that. Like I already do sales right now, but like in a corporate structure. And so now I get to make my own schedule. I can make as much money as I want. I can take as many calls or as little calls as I want. I just have way more control over my life and how much money I'm making, as well as um, I can kind of I guess I just like have more control over who I'm working with, and like just every day I have way more control over my day and my income. And I don't know, I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but this freedom is like something that like you just cannot get in the corporate world.
Yeah. Did you have to go into
I
an
did.
office?
Yeah. And I had to dress
Oh,
up like fully, hair, makeup, like everything done. Otherwise I'd be called out. It was a devil wears Prada type of situation every day. And if I wasn't dressed to the nines, I would be not allowed to attend meetings. It was a great experience.
well, definitely for that yearly like earning that you like the cap like $250,000, like that's literally like nothing to be gawked at or say like, oh, that's like small by any stretch of imagination. That's like almost like triple the amount that someone with maybe like or honestly more so, if we're going off average statistics, probably like 5 to 7x what someone would usually be making with a standard job. But still, even with that high of a cap, you decided that sales was and remote sales was more freeing, plus also a better opportunity for you to make money. And so now, like, versus like that 9 to 5, what is the day in the life of Lauren B look like
Oh,
now?
wow. It is so relaxing. I actually feel like I had to recover from working in the corporate world for like a couple of years. Like, and that
Yeah.
recovery came into high ticket sales where I was like, I don't really want to work until like 10 a.m. and I can work until like 7, or I can even just take off tomorrow. And so being able to make my own schedule was a big part of my like recovery from corporate burnout. Um, and also just want to mention the 250 was the maximum that I could make in my career in corporate. I wasn't even making that when I left. I think I was
Mhm.
making 130. And I had so many years of
Mhm.
experience. I was brought on to fully manage a VIP account. That's insane. Like I
Mhm.
make that within 2 weeks now. Like how much I would make in a month is how much I would
Wow.
make in 2 weeks now. That's insane, or less. Um, so my new day to day, my
Yeah.
new day to day is just it's flexible. I wake up, I check in with my schedule for the day. My schedule is created for me by our setters, and I, you know, call everyone that I need to call, do some follow ups, answer some emails. Sometimes it can be an 8 hour day, sometimes it can be a 1 hour day. It really just depends on what I want to do. So it's flexible, but either way, I decide how much I want to do and how much I don't want to do. So I have more time to sleep and work out, work on my health, and make a lot more money than I ever did in corporate.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. And also glad to know that some of that was simply put because you got opportunities through Closify, the
Mhm.
hiring platform. And so, going off of that, how long did it take for you kind of transitioning to be able to like start making good
Mhm.
money through high ticket sales and remote closing? And kind of like what did that look like first? I know you touched on a little bit prior, but like first, like your 9 to 5.
So yeah, working corporate sales is very different from like high ticket. When I say very, I mean
Mhm.
it's different, but you can pull a lot of the same skill set from your experience. But it took me in my first month ever doing high ticket sales with absolutely no training from any courses or anything like that. I made 9K, which is pretty good.
Mhm.
The second month, I feel like I finally was ramped up and I made about 22K. And it just kept on going up till an average of about 30 to 35K a month. That's not even the best I've ever seen. Like I have coworkers that make like 50 to 60 consistently a month,
Mhm.
and they're really good at what they do, but like they're not any different from me. Like they haven't been in high ticket sales for that long either. They're just consistent. So
Mhm.
I think that what I achieved is actually not that crazy. I think it's quite common, but yeah, it doesn't take that long to ramp up as long as you're consistent daily and you know you have a good tonality about stuff.
Yeah. I can definitely say from like my own prior experience as well as other individuals that I've been watching, whether it's coming through the Closify pipeline or whether it's coming through like a partner education program or just any other facet of sales, that having prior sales experience definitely makes it a lot easier to transition. It is different when it comes to high ticket sales or remote closing. For Closify, we don't accept all types of experience. We only accept types of experience directly in the niches like that we field for, but usually people will have to go through, and like for me, I waited through awful offers for like a year and a half before I was even able to make any sort of like living wage, just being like a college student at 19 selling and making maybe like
Oh my God, I
$75
really
like
wish I would
per
have done
commission.
this in college. I really wish I could have known about this in
Yeah.
college. I would have way rather done this. It's so
Yeah, well, the thing is, you would have had to wade through. Granted, you probably suffered a lot at your corporate gig. I can't imagine what that must have been like. But like, I was literally rolling out of bed at odd hours at night to like take calls with people from like third world countries, trying to sell them something that was literally their entire yearly income plus they needed money for ad spend, like that type of stuff.
Um,
And so I was definitely in the trenches. There was a lot of effort and work doing full service sale rep stuff. At one point, like, because I was initially brought on by my buddy to like help with follow ups, like every night I would spend like 3 hours messaging about 600 to 800 people on an Instagram account to kind of get them to either pay or book in
Yeah,
another call.
yeah. That's insane. Yeah, I've done a little bit of that as well. Personally, I just love getting on calls and just chatting with people and just doing the more closer activities. But
Mhm.
setting is a really great way to get your feet wet in this area. Um, and I totally would have been happy with that as well in college because you can still make a pretty good a pretty good wage doing setting as well. Um, and I would have been
Mhm.
very happy with the setter's wage in college. Way better than like working as like work study or at Starbucks or something like that. Easier, remote, and also transferable skills. I think that's the important piece there of like you're when you're going into high ticket closing, you can really use this in anything you do in the future. It's going to be helpful. It's not like accounting. I don't know. Accounting, I feel like you don't need it. You don't need that for every single job. So
Yeah, no, for sure. That was awful class. Never
I'm never doing
again.
that again.
Um,
God.
but yeah, with that being said, how do you remember exactly how you even got in touch with us for Closify in the first
Yeah, so
place?
Google, I was searching,
Okay.
actually came back to me. It took me a while to like remember this, but I was Googling high ticket like recruiters or something like that, and Closify came up on the first page. So hats off to your SEO team.
Glad to see that our SEO was
Yeah,
working. I mean, for as much as we paid the guy to get that to work, I
it
hope
worked.
it works.
It
But
worked.
yeah, so we ranked fairly high for quite a few of those keywords, and thankfully enough, it brought us some talent who's been able to help multiple client of ours, and obviously help us
Mhm.
make money, and then also collect a testimonial from here. So with that being said, love to kind of close out the interview. Love to get last statements and any advice that you have on people first starting
Mhm.
out in sales in general, and then also, would you recommend Closify?
Yes. Okay. Obviously, I would recommend Closify. It's where I found all of my offers that I've worked on that have been just top notch. They have really fantastic companies, like the best of the best in the industry on this platform they connect you to. So make your profile like it's easy, it's cheap, and it's the fastest way to get connected. Other recruiters or programs are so much slower and they may not even be as good of companies. So please make your profile with Closify. It will change your life for the better. Closing remarks, just do it. Just start taking action, make your move towards high ticket sales. It's going to change your life as much as it changed mine. Now I am financially free. I have so much more control over my life and my time, and I have a lot more freedom. And I wish that for everybody. So thank you for having me, Josh. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure having you, and I'm sure everyone who's watched all the way till the end had a very enjoyable experience watching you as well. If you're looking to get into high ticket sales, remote closing, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to have a link down in the description for signing up and getting into my free sales guide. I have pictures in there of testimonials I've been able to collect. Simply put, just from that free sales guide and people landing opportunities and making money just from that alone. I try to put everything that I wish I had when I first started, when I was 19 years old, 2019, in my freshman college dorm, all the stuff that I feel like I should have needed at that time in there. You guys become better at sales. You get experience. I can list you in Closify. You can get offers, make money. I could get more business owners. Full round circle at that bit. But with that being said, thank you for hopping on, Lauren. And I hope everyone here has a
All
great
right.
rest of their day.
Thanks. Bye.